What is good, C-Red Nation? How are y'all feeling today? The question on the table today: can Zach Lavine be the star player for the Chicago Bulls on a championship team? Let's talk about it. We're starting now. If you are new to the channel, please like the video. Please subscribe to the page because we do talk Chicago sports weekly. We don't want you to miss a thing, so make sure that you hit that bell. Also, major shout out to the fine people over at Martinelli Original. They're the people that give us these lovely Chicago sports logo heads. If you want your own, check out the link to Martinelli Original in the description below to check out their website so that you can purchase your own Chicago sports logo head, or really whatever logo you want. You know what I'm saying? They really do a lot of great work over there, so check them out. Weirdly enough, I feel like this debate has come up multiple times, but no one ever really delves deep enough into it to make it an issue. We kind of all just go with the flow on it, but I've heard this on multiple platforms and it always irritates me because I feel like we don't appreciate what we have here. Every time anyone ever talks about Zach Lavine on the Chicago Bulls, they always mention him as, well, maybe he could be somebody's Robin, or maybe he could be the number 3 on someone's team. They do this heavy in the Chicago sports media places too. Like. So the question I pose to you: can Zach Lavine be a star on a Chicago Bulls championship team? For that, I think you have to look at how we view other stars around the league. I mean, when you talk about stars around the league, we talk about guys who improve every single season that are young. We talk about guys who have tremendous talent. We talk about guys who have outstanding athleticism, who are able to put up points night in and night out, who, when their team needs them to get a bucket, they're able to put them on their back. And so I ask you, has Zach Lavine not done all of those things on this team? And you can say yes, you can say no. But I think when you look at what Zach Lavine, even last year on a terrible team, think about the times that Zach literally put this team on his back and kept us in games scoring wise. A lot of people will say, well, yeah, you're going to score if you're taking all of the shots. That's what the offense was set up for. When you look at last year's offense, it was set up for Zach to take most of the shots. Now, what is that offense going to look like coming into this year? Is that going to change? Possibly. But I think that Zach is still the number 1 focal point offensively for this offense. I think that you find a way to work the other guys in there for sure. I think you want to see them more involved. You absolutely want to see Lowry more involved. You want to see Kobe more involved. I think we want to see Wendell more involved. But I think that at the end of the day, when it comes down to do we need a bucket right here? Are we going to be able to get this done? You have to look at Zach Lavine, and to me, the fact that you can even look at a guy that way shows me that you have that star potential. Not even just that you can look at a guy for that, right? It's the fact that you can look at him and you know that he has the ability to deliver. I mean, we've seen Zach in these last minute situations do pretty well. Now, the main thing that people look at and say, well, he can't be the star player for your team because he hasn't translated to wins. Okay. Has the talent around him been there? Has the coaching around him been there? What's been the system around him? How have the Bulls helped him to translate to wins? Because for some reason that seems to have become the narrative here in Chicago, but it's not the narrative for other players around the country. Has Bradley Beal translated to wins? Bradley Beal seems to be touted as a star. Him and Zach Lavine were fighting for that last spot in the All-Star game, right? He seems to be touted as a star. I think everybody feels that Bradley Beal was snubbed. It hasn't translated into many more wins. When you look at Devin Booker out west, heck, if you look at Devin Booker's numbers versus Zach Lavine's numbers, they're very close. Very close. Devin Booker hasn't translated to wins. Yeah, he had a nice run in the bubble, but has he translated to wins? And I'm not saying that these guys aren't stars, but for some reason here in Chicago, when we look at our guys here, we don't view them as star players on the team, where around the league we view other guys who play very similar to the way Zach plays as stars. And so I think we just need to take a deeper look into what we have here in Chicago before we start saying, oh, do we have the right pieces here? Is there another guy we can go get? This is how you build things. You have that guy that's already nice on your team, and then you allow the young guys to come up. I think that's really why AK didn't try to make any splash moves in free agency. Now, before I continue with the video, I want to know you guys' opinion. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think that Zach Lavine can be a star on a championship team for the Chicago Bulls? Now, does that mean that Zach might have to play a 1A, 1B role on the Bulls? possibly, but I think that he can be 1A, 1B. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always mind-blowing to me the disrespect that he gets around here, because it's like, what have you seen him do that tells you otherwise? You've seen his scoring rise every year. You've seen his shooting percentages come back to what they were when he was shooting at his peak in Minnesota. We've seen his three-point percentage rise every year. Oh, by the way, guys, off of an ACL injury, we've seen this guy continue to get better. And unfortunately, we in Chicago know very well how those knee injuries can derail your career. And like I said, for some reason, it's just here that we view it this way. I mean, around the league, I think Zach is viewed as a much higher talent. We've seen teams covet him the second that the Bulls think about doing anything with him. Oh, are they going to be dumb enough to let Zach Lavine go? Bet, please bring him here. Bring him to the Lakers. Bring him to the Clippers. Bring him down here in Miami. Bring him. Everybody else looks at him as if he's got not only star but superstar potential. I mean, Kevin Durant literally just said that he sees superstar potential in a guy like Zach Lavine. And listen, I look at the superstars in this league, and I think they'll be able to identify the other guys who are able to play at their level. The thing for me is, we don't want to miss a good thing while it's here. You know what I'm saying? How often have the Bulls done this? How often have the Bulls and Bulls fans poorly evaluated someone, looked at him the entire time he was here, and was like, nah, that guy, he doesn't have that next level potential, and then they leave and we see them flourish. To me, I think you got to think of somebody like that we had here who does have that superstar potential now. Somebody in Jimmy Butler. Right? We all said while he was here, oh, Jimmy's not the leader on your championship team. Jimmy's not the guy who's going to get it done for you. Jimmy's not the guy who, when you're finally winning, that you want on your team. Guess what? Jimmy Butler left here, went to Minnesota, made them a winner. Left Minnesota, they instantly fell out of playoff contention. Jimmy Butler went to Philly, Eastern Conference Finals. Eastern Conference Finals, one game away from being in the NBA Finals in Philadelphia. If not for a crazy game winner by Kawhi Leonard, he's going to the NBA Finals in Philadelphia. He leaves there, that program seems to fall apart. Then he goes down to Miami, gets the job done with Pat Riley, gets to the NBA Finals, loses in the NBA Finals, but gets to the NBA Finals and is a key reason why they got there. But remember when he was here, he couldn't be the number one on your team. He's not going to be the guy that wins it all for you. Now, you can take the fluke season into account however you feel it, but when there wasn't the fluke season back in Philly, he was one crazy game winner away from being in the NBA Finals. Let's not misidentify the talent that we have here. I think of somebody, I mean, not even on star potential. Think of somebody like Spencer Dinwiddie. Spencer Dinwiddie was here. Spencer Dinwiddie was playing on this team. He was making minimal impact, but he was also getting minimal playing time. What do? We trade him away in a package, I believe, with Marcus Teague. I don't know if that's facts. Facts check me on that. But I believe he got traded away in a package with Marcus Teague for basically nothing. Now, is he a top point guard in this NBA? Probably not. Is he a solid point guard in this NBA? Absolutely. Is he a guy that comes out night in and night out and gives you good production? Absolutely. And guess what the Bulls were clamoring for last year? Somebody who could set up the offense, run the offense, and also put up points. Now, I think that we have that in Kobe White coming into this season. I think that it's going to be I would rather see Kobe White be the starting point guard of this team, but I'm just saying that you had this guy in the building, and it's not just like Bulls didn't love him anymore. It was to the point where they thought about trading back for him to get him back into the organization, but they missed out on that. And so to me, I am all about enjoying what you have while you have it. And I think that Bulls fans a lot of times don't look at Zach Lavine as something that they can enjoy. They look at him as, oh, he can dunk real nice. He's a nice little highlight reel. No, look at what Zach is actually doing on this team. In my personal opinion, I think that Zach Lavine is absolutely somebody that you can build a championship team with. And I think that the Bulls think so too. I think that the new regime thinks so too, which is why he wasn't traded away in trade packages, which is why he wasn't moved on from, and why they're really putting pieces in place to kind of build around him and help him and accentuate his game. So yeah, I think Zach Lavine can be that star player, and I would say I would lean towards the superstar player for the Chicago Bulls moving forward on a championship team. But as always, I want to know your opinion. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think that Zach Lavine can be a star for the Chicago Bulls on a championship team? I will be down there talking with each and every one of you. It is your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Y'all put some respect on my boy Zach name, man. To continue watching our Chicago Bulls content, click the links here or check the links in the description below. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Peace.